Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Major Crypto Wednesday YouTube live stream.
Thanks for joining us.
Got Jack Leeson and Kavork. Say your last name.
Boyajian.
Nailed it. All right, so coins of the week. If you guys have coins, go ahead and drop them in the chat below. We are going to be taking questions towards the end. And we're going to go over, if you want to run through them.
Yeah, so we're going over Bitcoin, Ripple, Ethereum, Neo, Bitcoin Cash, and also BAT, B-A-T, Basic Attention Token.
And then your favorite coin of the week. So this week, your favorite coin was VeChain, right?
Yeah, I said VeChain like 3 weeks in a row, honestly, because it was too good of a position. It was riding up. I didn't see it stopping anytime. Honestly, every time it went up to a new high, it consolidated and broke again. And I didn't see that trend stopping, so I was rolling with that. But now I think I have a new coin of the week. And
new coin of the week, because
yeah,
you just told me to buy this one.
Well, I told you, everyone should have a position.
I just bought VeChain.
Yeah. I mean,
I topped it, for sure.
For me, it's like, the thing is, like, it's very hard to choose favorites, right? Because, like, things change so quickly in the cryptocurrency market.
Yeah.
But it's like that's why you need a very attentive ear when you're in this market and see what's changing. But this month, January, is a huge month for a lot of cryptocurrencies. And like things like VeChain, Stratus, and Syscoin are gonna have huge months this month. So I'm very excited to see how those things
Is it develop. Because there's a lot of news coming out?
Yes, there are a lot of these cryptos are coming out with new tech and just new updates to their protocol and what they're doing, like wallets, market-based stuff. It's very exciting.
Okay, well then,
yeah, we'll get into all that in this episode.
Man, you just told me to buy VeChain.
Hey,
I'm sure it's still great. Yeah, no.
Hey,
I love the technology.
Yeah,
love the technology. All right, then. Well, do you want to start off with your coin of the week, just to get things popping? And I don't really have one right now, to be honest, but I will give a trade. Okay, go ahead though.
Mine's Stratus.
Stratus.
Yeah.
Okay, let me pull up a chart of Stratus. Actually.
Yeah, pull up Stratus. It's just they're starting to launch their ICOs, their first ICOs. Stratus
to USD calculated in trading view. So this is Stratus to USD. See here. This market has a lot of volatility. Got up to about $22. $22 is the current high right here. We're retesting the point of the last breakout here, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring up a little.
So, like, what the thing with Stratus is, I think Stratus is one of the best coins if you're gonna be trading back and forth to BTC. If you're about that more short-term trading. For me, I usually hold coins for around a week, minimum around 3 to 4 days, and max up to like a week and a half usually. Unless I see something like VeChain that I see a lot of news is coming up for it, and there's like that anticipation. So you want to be riding with the hype. It's kind of like buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing. And that's the whole thing with cryptocurrencies. If you're like one step ahead of understanding this stuff, then you can get yourself in a better position for gains. And basically what Stratus is about, it's going to be like an ecosystem like Ethereum, and they're going to have their own ICOs and their own, it's like it's supposed to be like the Neo Ethereum EOS type of platform.
So what separates Stratus from being more effective than Ethereum at its own game?
Okay, so you can think about like in the early days of computers, right? So people that got into Ethereum initially are kind of like your geeks also. You know, they're making stuff like CryptoKitties and just random stuff, like random programs and decentralized applications. But the problem is that's a lot of clutter, and it's just not good for the overall image, I think, for Ethereum. And think about this, like, okay, so one of the big news, right, is we could pull up here, for example, Telegram's $1.2 billion ICO, right? So it could be the most ambitious token sale yet. So we'll bring it up here in a second. Yeah, so here we are. $1.2 billion ICO could be the most ambitious token sale yet. Basically, it's the ticker is going to be TON. They're calling it ton. And basically, it's going to be built off of Ethereum, right? So there's a problem with that, in my opinion, is that Telegram is so huge, right? The amount of transactions that are going to be done back and forth with Telegram is gonna make Ethereum so slow. It's gonna be too much for Ethereum's platform, in my opinion, and it's gonna be, I don't know, it might be a shit show, honestly. Like I don't know how they're gonna tackle this problem, to be honest with you. It's just Telegram's way too big, too many transactions. And if you scroll down here in the article, on the CoinDesk article, the goals is insane. So if you see here, there's 4 different aspects to it, right? So you have ton storage. So they're trying to get into a storage, a P2P storage type thing. So like storage or see a coin, right? So they're trying to get into that space. They're trying to be a proxy for Tor, right? For VPN. So it's kind of like Orchid and stuff like that. They're trying to get into ton services, which is basically like smart contracts and decentralized applications. And last, they're trying to be a DNS, which is supposed to be like a security type thing, like smart contracts for security nodes, which is supposed to be like made safe. So like for MadeSafe, for example, their goal is down the line in the internet, like most websites will have .safe at the end.
Okay.
So for it to be more secure, it's like the next evolution of the internet.
So that'll be some form of encryption to prevent it from like being hacked from an outside server. Okay.
Yeah, it's like we're transitioning to like privacy is such a big issue, especially because of the Intel kernel exploit that happened last week, right? That everyone's computer over the past like 35 years is been compromised.
Which means your computer and my computer are both compromised. I don't know if you guys saw that. So you want to go over what exactly that security flaw is?
Yeah,
so people understand how this technology would apply to that.
So basically, it's the damage has already been done, right? So if the exploit's been there and someone knew about the exploit, maybe the government, maybe a foreign agent, or maybe the guy that's sleeping in his parents' basement. If they have your info, they have your info. But slowly, I think Apple's been like the first one to actually send out updates to their computers. Then Microsoft followed suit, and Linux. Well, Linux is more community support, so I'm not into much in the Linux space anymore. But yeah, so that's been a huge issue, and everything that's been coming out with all these leaks of like iCloud over the past couple of years, et cetera, et cetera. Privacy is a big issue, right? And everyone wants that. But this is a huge goal for Telegram, right? Because I use Telegram. I love Telegram. It's simple. The UI is beautiful. It gets the job done, and it's very versatile. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to be storage, proxy services, and a DNS all into one. That's insane. And they're trying to run it all off of Ethereum, like all of it, in that big of a platform. If they're trying to do that right off the bat like that, there's going to be some huge issues.
So you're saying the Ethereum platform is going to be overloaded by everything they're trying to do.
Think about this. If you're going to be trading kittens, just digital code that are just representing one, basically like a block, right? These kittens, right? And it can't even, that takes up 20% of Ethereum's network, right? And that's a very niche thing.
That just seems crazy to me. That just seems like that makes me think that Ethereum, like you kind of said, is a quote unquote shitcoin that literally 20
now we're gonna have people bashing on me for it. It's not a shitcoin. It's just a way that it's been developed over time is just not inspiring confidence.
Okay, I don't want to take you out of context. Yeah. Obviously, Ethereum had a great week. I had an Ethereum position. I sold it, kept going. Of course, anytime you sell a cryptocurrency, it just keeps going. But I'm okay with that, and you should be too.
Yeah. So it's just a very odd situation because we've never been here. These are the growing pains of crypto. Now cryptos have been established. Ethereum has made its mark. It's starting to grow, but it's having growing pains because it's just not being scaled well. Now, this could be circumvented by the write-in network for Ethereum. So there's 3 major types of solutions that we've seen for some major coins, right? First, we have the Lightning Network, which is for Bitcoin and Litecoin, which if the Lightning Network is what it sets out to be, then Litecoin is basically obsolete. I didn't know it was going to be that good, the Lightning Network, but it seems like...
So the Lightning Network makes Litecoin obsolete?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, so because they'll just basically take Bitcoin, put it off-chain, and basically make it into a powerhouse. Which is unbelievable, right? Sorry, let me pulling up the chat here on my phone. Too. Yeah, I want to see on the comments too what's going on. Angel's asking, guys, great stuff indeed. Was your opinion? Well, we'll get into that in a bit, Angel, about how to make profit. But we're just talking about the meta right now overall. I'm just going over the news and see what's going on with these coins. But yeah, it's what were we saying before? Sorry, Jack, I just lost my train of thought. The comment kind of threw me off, but
well, we were talking about Litecoin, and the Lightning Network. So, how is the Lightning Network going to make Litecoin obsolete?
Because think about this: if you could transact Bitcoin, right, and it's as fast as Litecoin, if not faster, and it's cheaper and it's less energy usage, then what's the point of Litecoin? Or what's the point of any of these other cryptocurrencies that are strictly just trying to be an exchange
So
of
I
value?
thought the Lightning Network was part of Litecoin.
No, it was that the support for Litecoin, Lightning Network was for Litecoin first, then Bitcoin. Bitcoin had bigger hurdles to adopt the Lightning Network.
Okay.
So like SegWit, for example, Litecoin was ahead of the game there.
And since Charlie Lee sold his entire position in Litecoin, it has not made a new high once again. Those
You know
are
what?
the Charlie Lee highs.
If you guys are gonna send me any coin, send me Dogecoin over Litecoin. I'll say it right now because Dogecoin is a fork of a Litecoin. But hey, man, I roll with the memes.
Roll with the memes.
I roll with the memes. But yeah, it just doesn't inspire confidence. Like a lot of these things, the Lightning Network, if you have that, right, then what's the point? Like the Lightning Network, yeah, it's gonna make Ethereum really good, but that's all off chain at that point. And the thing with smart contracts is for something like just transmitting value, like a token, I mean not token, like a coin, like Bitcoin, for something you're getting in real life, that's one thing. That something like the Lightning Network makes it a million times better. But the thing is, I don't know how smart contracts will work with the Lightning Network.
Okay.
So it's something completely different. That's why I think if Telegram was smart, if you guys were listening to me, you guys should have done it under Stratus. You guys should have done your ICO under Stratus because there's nothing on that.
I don't think any
yet.
of our followers are doing ICOs just yet. But
no, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If anyone from Telegram is watching me, probably not. But if you guys are gonna watch this down the line, you guys should have went with Stratus because it's just like a newer platform. I think they're more. I think Stratus is very serious on just being a business Ethereum, basically a business-based Ethereum.
Cav, you did say B token would be crazy. Although I did not check it. What was the last quote on B token?
B token.
Kodak. Was that the Kodak one that you were talking about, Kevin, last week? I remember you brought that up, but I forgot. But
yeah. Okay, yeah. Kevin was saying. I told you B token would be crazy. Yeah, I mean that's just the ICO stuff. I haven't been following as much in the ICOs overall. Mostly, I've been following the big stuff because most of my time has been just like researching other stuff, to be honest, because there's so much stuff in this space and I'm only one man. So yeah. So stuff I've been following is like I've been following the whole Sunny Lou stuff with VeChain. I've been following Stratus. I've been following Syscoin because Syscoin's got major stuff coming up this month, and like all that stuff happened. Yeah, whitelist happened today. Yeah, I mean just a lot of these ICOs are coming up, and a lot of them are going to replace a lot of these coins too because the technology is moving so quickly.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the Stratus chart.
Yeah, let's take a look at Stratus.
So I mean, recently this is an interesting pattern. So we had this long, drawn out consolidation here, in this wedge type pattern. So you had a series of higher lows, and then really a top of this market, this resistance level, and this is Stratus to USD. So it was like 1650 to the $17 level is where this resistance was, and we continue to make higher low, and then we finally broke out. So obviously there was somebody selling pretty heavily into that level, and we can use that previous resistance level as support going forward, and I would even say extend this trend line. And this is just very basic technical analysis. I really do like Stratus as a buy down here because this is the level of resistance it had previously broken out of. You got that initial pop, and then you got the drop back right into the support level. So resistance becomes support in trading and technical analysis. We get through that high, and then when we come back, you can see there's buyers on this level right now. So I think we'll continue to consolidate between the $17 to $18 range and then make our next leg up higher.
Well, Jag, you want to check up the actual the Strat to BTC chart really quickly? I just want to make 1.2 with that. And can you make it, I think, the candlestick to 1 hour, please? Or I mean 1 hour, 1 day.
Yep. 1 day candlestick.
Yeah, look at that. To me, that's extremely bullish.
See, oops. Yeah, I mean that's a pretty bullish chart. Like what was going on really in. Now that's why I just really don't like these BTC charts because it just makes this stuff look crazy. because it's all relative to Bitcoin. I just want to see what this looks like because there was this huge run back in May and June, and I want to see if that looks the same on the US dollar. Yeah. So, that's why I just don't like calculating it to BTC, to be honest, because if you look at this chart, this is to the dollar. This is a breakout of this previous high. If you calculate it to BTC on the daily chart, it looks like a downtrend.
Yeah, well, the thing is, but if you compare it to a lot of other cryptos, I'm going to tell you, this chart is one of the most popular charts for coins that break out. Because if you look at coins like Neo, if you look at Neo's one-day chart too, and you look at things like PIVX, PIVX, and these other coins, they actually break out when they came down like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay. So if you're comparing them all to BTC, they might look similar. I don't know why it looks like that with what happened in BTC back in June, but I mean, you obviously had this downtrending channel that broke out in around. It actually looks right about the time Bitcoin broke out, which is right after Thanksgiving. And since that point, we have been moving higher in this same formation we have just broken out of. If you take a look at this previous resistance level, so this was the previous resistance level right here at 0.006894. We broke above, pulled back in, then that same resistance level, then those next highs broke above, pulled back in. That acted as support. Let me zoom in on this so it's a little clearer. But take out the high, we break above, you make a run up. And then we take out this high, and I would even go back to this high right here for really my next buy zone. They're right here at 001176. I'll go that many decimals out. That's why it's so hard for me to quote in BC because there's just so many decimals. It doesn't sound very clean.
Yeah, I agree. I was just saying it because I've been seeing this the same trend for these other coins that have already broken out, and for some reason, Stratus is just still consolidating. And I think the explosion in Stratus when it will boom will be insane.
Also, in other news of the week, you want to talk about Binance, guys. This is we talked about this before. You have to get multiple accounts open on the internet when you have the opportunity because Binance shut down no new account openings. Not quote unquote shut down, but they are not accepting new account openings as of this week temporarily. This is because they get flooded with new accounts. They cannot catch up to their support customer requests, and they literally, for their own sake of the company, they have to shut down new accounts. They're getting tens of thousands of new accounts a week. How fast can you hire somebody who's capable of doing that job? So once again, where can people go now outside of Binance? I mean, what is the next?
I mean, there at that point, once you leave the top, once there's no more top
brokers,
yeah, the top exchanges, right? You're starting to be in the smaller exchanges, and the volume is just not there for the most part. Yeah, there's a couple of them Hit BTC and stuff like that, but for me, it's I've been saying people build the infrastructure. Have the infrastructure there, open up accounts where you can, and just make them just to have them because. Now that people don't have them, they're kind of screwed. For us, we already have our Binance accounts ready. I have a Bitrex and Binance ready. I've had a Bitrex for a long time now, right? And I've had it there. Now that these accounts are closed and no one's getting in, no new money is coming in. Yeah, people could put more money in their current accounts, but
new traders cannot.
So what happens is now I'm sitting pretty, right? If I have my positions in a certain way. And now a flood of new people come in once they upgrade their servers. That's gonna boom these altcoins.
Is Robinhood open, Kevin? Because I wasn't aware that they had opened.
Oh yeah, Robinhood was open, but they don't have a lot of coins yet. They're still expanding. It's not like Binance or Bitrex,
Okay, so they're more of a Coinbase where they only have a few coins.
They have a little bit more than Coinbase, but it's just not that high. But yeah, Robinhood's still good. I like it. I just can't wait until they're completely decentralized. Yeah, but I like what they're doing. I like what Kodak is doing. I like their UI. I think they're kind of sleek, and yeah, we'll see what. I hope they become big, And there's the big trend of
because they're a zero fee, right? Is that kind of their
I mean, I think if you use their token, it's zero fee.
Their claim to fame.
It's a COB. Well, no, a lot of them Binance, right? Binance, if you use their BNB token, it's I think fees are 50% off. If you trade in their token.
Which the BNB token's been trending up.
Why? I wonder why.
I actually think that's a pretty good idea on their part, but Okay, so they have a token as well trending up. I think that's, as people open up um, accounts, I think that's probably some of the better tokens to trade because the volume continues to increase on these platforms.
By the way, though, one 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 exchange I could finally say, like, officially, do not sign up for. Don't put any more money. If you have money, pull it out. In my opinion, is Poloniex. I think Poloniex is officially dead because I follow Coin, right? And there's always been problems back in the day when I was trading on Poloniex back in, I don't know, last March or April, right? There's always been problems with their wallets, especially with Coin. For some reason, no one could withdraw it. A lot of people were complaining. Poloniex has been kind of suspect too. When the first Ripple boom happened from 3 cents to 30 cents, and there was a lot of shutdowns, like just shady stuff, Oh, now Poloniex is shutting down just because Ripple just 10 times out of nowhere, But now Coin's official Twitter from the development team said that they've sent multiple requests to Poloniex about the wallet issue with Coin, and they have not replied back in a while. So that means customer support has been completely thrown out the window of Poloniex, and if you're gonna put money there, do it at your own risk. Because if there's no customer support at that point, it's just like I would not put my money there personally. Wow. So yeah, you guys can look it up from the Twitter Coin, and they posted about it. So I don't have the image in front of me, but if you guys look up on Twitter, you guys can see that. And that's at that point. That's it. I have a Poloniex account, but I'll never put money in there again.
Wow, good to know. So someone had asked, I know you guys are looking to swing trade, but what are your top 3? I think they asked. I forgot. Don't see the comment anymore. But the top 3 long-term holds for cryptocurrency.
I mean, that's kind of like, once again, like, my range of choosing what's a good long-term hold changes because
I don't believe in long-term holding.
Yeah, I mean, we're too early in the game to see what's going to be like. What do you mean long-term? Like a year, 5 years, 10 years? I mean, for now, I would say, for me, Monero's always been solid. It will always be, I think Monero will always be there.
Monero will
always
sure.
be there.
Yeah.
Monero, the community's too
That's probably
strong.
the only one I would think.
It's so consistent. It's amazing.
Well, because it's for money laundering, and that's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
to me, that's a fundamental. And Mariah Carey is accepting Monero, which should be a very bullish sign.
Yeah, Neo's also good, but depending on what the Chinese are going to do with that, it's just like Verge. I think now people are saying Verge is a shitcoin now because of the whole Wraith protocol just completely flopped apparently. So we'll see what happens with that. I haven't really touched Verge at all either after that spike and that dip. We'll see what the Wraith protocol, I think, went live for the 64-bit Windows like 2-3 days ago. I think the 64-bit Wraith protocol, but I did not download it, so I can't comment on it. Yeah, Mason, I'm still holding VeChain. I'm not. That's the one position. I like
VeChain had a great day yesterday.
It's too, like, for me, yeah, I do trade, but certain coins, when I see too good of an opportunity, I do this thing called diversified hodl. I'll hold VeChain for probably the rest of the month at this point. Like, there's nothing's telling me to sell it right now. The news are coming out too good, and for me, yeah, I mean, yeah, but the tech in VeChain to me is just really good, and I follow the tech and I follow charts, but to me, if I see with the sell walls being that high for VeChain and plus the tech being that good, it's like, for me, it's like I bought in at like $1.70, so there's no reason for me to sell it at this point.
And you're up like what, 5x your money, something like 4x your money,
3.5, 4 probably, because I bought in like $1.70. So
that's a good trade.
Yeah, but I truly believe, I think VeChain will at least hit like $80. They're doing a lot of, I think they partnered up, like we said last week, with the one medical company that did stuff for Manchester United. That's a huge thing.
And just to show you guys what happens when news comes out in crypto, check out this chart. I just kind of want to bring this over for humor purposes, and then while I have my finger some charts, this is Kodak. Kodak came out with a coin this week, and I don't know any of you have ever bought anything from Kodak. Like, do they still make disposables? I'm not sure. Do they even make high-end cameras? Like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm a photographer. But here's the thing with this. I always said like Kodak never. When I was like a little younger, I was more into the stock market. Right? I'm like, yo, Kodak's like a dead company, right? They're not.
Absolutely.
They're not going to the future.
I mean, film died a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, do you know what their coin does though?
Yeah, I think they're trying to do. Well, I have the article.
I mean, look at this stock chart. It tells me that this company is going bankrupt, and then out of a last glimmer of hope, they're like, we just got to come up with a cryptocurrency, and boom, stock goes from $3 to $13 in 2 days. I mean, I think Kodak might be a 100-year-old company.
Okay, so I got here an article on Quartz. It says Kodak, the brand once synonymous with photographic film, is now in the blockchain business, sort of. It announced yesterday, January 9th, that it is licensing its brand to something called Kodak Coin, which would use a blockchain to track rights to digital photos and other images. Its stock duly tripled today. Now, here's the thing. If you look at the title of the article, and if you just type in Kodak and look at the news, everything's a FUD. Everything. Look at this. It's trying to stay relevant with cryptocurrency scheme. Okay, I think actually something like that is a good idea because there's rampant theft online.
Well, I mean, that is considered to be like photo theft and is one of the biggest. I mean, how many of you guys seen a meme on the internet? Who the hell took that photo? Right? Who took that photo? Nobody knows. I mean, there's people who've actually had their lives destroyed where I mean, imagine if you became an internet meme. Well, that's terrible.
I mean, but here's the thing. Okay, this is a philosophical question at that point. You know, who owns the right to like a digital thing like that?
I mean, whoever took the photo owns the right.
Like if you take a song, right, and you sample it and you make
if you take the photo, you own the photo. I mean, it's not a philosophical question. It's a matter of property.
But the thing is, if a law is not enforceable, it's not possible. You know what I'm trying to say?
It's enforceable. It's just not effective.
I mean, I'm
not here to. I'm not going to argue.
No, yeah. Well,
let's just get back to Kodak. Let's cut. I'm cutting you off. So Kodak, anyways, goes from $3 to $13. The coin they're coming out with is pretty much meant to do track the digital footprint of any coin. So photographers are credited with their own images and stuff.
But you know, if they make a good platform like Instagram and they compete with that, right? And they say all images you upload on that and we make a social media out of it, but you own that image. Because I think, what was it, in Instagram? I don't know if they retracted this, but Instagram, if you upload a photo, I believe Instagram has the rights to your photo.
So yeah, I'm sure.
So with something like this, at least you own your stuff, like that's if Kodak is not going to do it, someone else probably will because it's a blockchain.
Yeah, but that's just, I mean, it's just kind of crazy to see something like that happen, literally go from here to there. I mean, if you had options on this stock, you could have retired. Anyways, I would have loved to know that. That is just freaking insane. I'd love to go actually look back and see if anybody bought calls. I do want to go to the Bitcoin chart. So in my opinion, so for those of you guys who ever watched me trade or been in my trade room, I use a lot of Fibonacci stuff. But this is the Bitcoin futures, which opened on the 18th of December from the CME. Each Bitcoin future represents 5 coins. So right now, the high to low is 1658. We're unable to get above that level. So it's like these futures, every time, and I'm going to actually set an alert there, but traders are selling into that level at 1648. And the level when Bitcoin futures start breaking out, like Bitcoin broke out and hit 17K, the futures stayed lower. So it's been interesting to see for Bitcoin to kind of get back its livelihood and to really start breaking out, even if it's close to taking out those 20K highs, the futures are going to need to break above this 16,500 level.
All I'm saying is the more the futures try to bring down Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency game is too early right now for Bitcoin just to literally go into the night and just die. So
it's not gonna die.
Not die. I'm just saying go down to it might chill around this.
It can easily drop to 8,000.
Yeah, but I'm saying that if it's gonna drop to 8,000, I don't see going under 6,000 and staying there. Literally, if it drops down to 8,000, it might chill there for 2 days, and I wouldn't be surprised if literally just the next day it shoots up to $28,000.
No way.
I'm telling you.
8 to 28 in a day. Come on, let's be real here. That you're talking about a multi-$100 billion market cap increase.
Okay, because I believe
it's never been seen.
I believe this is the thing. Well, because you have the sloshing. Oh, that's like it's like when you see cryptocurrencies with the altcoin to Bitcoin, right? It goes back and forth. Like we saw with that Bitcoin chart, it goes back up, like it goes up, down, up, down, up, down. It keeps wedging up and down. When you see Bitcoin relative to another coin,
Yeah.
you're gonna see another spike back to Bitcoin. It's all that money is gonna flood back to Bitcoin at one point because it's still the anchor, in my opinion.
It's the anchor. Okay. It's the anchor from an infrastructure
the thing
standpoint.
Yeah, exactly. So my original thing is like I didn't like I knew it was gonna chill around this area, and I said the level I was gonna see at if it breaks out again is 23,000. But the more I think they're gonna suppress it, if it goes under $10,000, it's like literally you're trying to hold down a volcano. It's gonna explode at some point because it's still Bitcoin's king, and it's going to be king for a while.
Yeah, and just so anybody asking or anybody questioning about Bitconnect, that whole thing is like somebody is going to jail over that. That is the biggest scam ever. I had a guy message me on Twitter. He asked me to loan him $100 because he could turn it into $6,000 in a year with Bitconnect. It's just it's a bunch of BS. Don't do Bitconnect.
Yeah, that goes for like Bitconnect, USI Tech, stuff like that. I've been approached too. From can I say for sure it's a scam? Technically I can't, but from everything I've read and from how they approach like blockchain stuff, it's like, okay, for example, I'm gonna make this point really clear right now. If you want to switch to my screen, Aaron, really quickly. Let's go Bitconnect real quick. I just want to make one point and show you guys how this is suspect to me. Right? When I'm saying suspect, I mean, to me, it's red flags everywhere. Where's Bitconnect now? 27. It's 27 on market cap. It's crazy. It's at $2 billion. But hey, let's go to markets, right? Look at that. 94.77% right here. Let me highlight it for you guys, right? Is exchange on their own Bitconnect exchange.
So the coins are traded on their exchange, is what you're saying?
Yeah, because they do that loaning program, so they control all supply. And to me, if you control all supply like that with an exchange,
wow.
For me, it's just a red flag. Like for me, it's like I wouldn't touch it at all.
Well, I mean, they're just guaranteeing insane returns. They're guaranteeing them. Like you can say that something's going to go up, but you cannot guarantee a return like that on a platform. I mean, it's just sooner or later, guys.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, Chris, you're right. Exactly. That's just like a point I'm trying to drive home. It's their own exchange, and they're giving out these tokens. And what's the utility? It's just for their guaranteed loan program. For me, that's like it's just your typical multi-level marketing BS.
First of all, the guys who created it are geniuses. If they don't go to jail,
well, no, because I think they might. Some people for sure will get away with it. They can't arrest everybody doing it. Probably the lower level people might get arrested, and probably the
lower level people are usually the ones who get screwed. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the mid level. I'm talking about like the mid level people that are like promoting this coin and stuff like that. They're like trying to get like people as referrals and stuff. Like they're the ones that might get screwed from all of this. Yeah, but the thing is, where's the legality? The legality with cryptos and this type of loan program, like.
Well, if you run a fraud, you run a fraud. And, a fraud's a fraud. A fraud's illegal.
Yeah, fair enough. And I think Bitconnect is based out of the UK, I believe. That's where their company is technically located.
I heard jail in the UK is rough.
Hey,
Okay, so let's take a look at. Oops, closed the wrong window there. Wow, I think I just lost all my charts.
Yeah, and Chris, also, I agree. If it gets faster on Lightning Network, more people will use it. Yeah, for sure, with Bitcoin. So that might drive up the use case again for it, too. So imagine if that happened and basically Bitcoin and Litecoin are basically maybe like close to 1-to-1 on speed and everything and scalability. Then people are like, why am I holding Litecoin?
Yeah.
So maybe that market cap would move into Bitcoin and maybe these other coins. So that's what I'm trying to say. Where that
I think it's interesting because it's bringing people into the space. I mean, there's definitely something to be said about that because I do think people see that stuff. I mean, anytime there's a multi-level marketing thing, I mean, you're really going out and trying to sell the idea. I don't know exactly how it works, as far as how Bitconnect works, but I mean, anything that's MLM, you're going out and you're selling your friends on this idea. So like, it's probably one of the fastest ways.
I was reading it too, because this was like months ago. I was reading to it. I think they were guaranteeing like 1% a day. I'm like, what? You guarantee one? That's over 300% a year guaranteed. You know, that's crazy for everybody. Like,
yeah,
you know,
for everybody. When does their money run out? Like, how is that possible?
Yeah, exactly. Like, where's it coming from? So logically, for me, it's like if one thing goes up, one thing must come down. You know, and
yeah, when interest rates are 3%, you can't guarantee everybody 300% a year. I mean, that would,
yeah,
you can't guarantee it. Like, that's the sign of a Ponzi scheme for sure.
Yep.
So you want? We can go over. Let's go over XRP, because that was kind of
about Ripple.
Ripple was the poo poo of last week,
as expected.
I had a friend text me and say, "It's all bad. It's all." I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Like everyone, like, because a lot of people now that are gotten into cryptocurrencies this past couple months are literally on the Ripple bandwagon, right? And they're so euphoric from that immense jump, right? For me, I bought in at like what, $1.60. And I was riding it up, and I just said, screw it. It came a little bit down. I sold like at 255, and I just took my gains and I just ran out of there. But after basically Coinbase tweeted that they have like a special process to list new coins, and basically they basically inferred that there's gonna be no new coins like anytime in the immediate future. So basically, everyone's hopes and dreams that Coinbase would have Ripple, like literally right after the new year, kind of died out. So at that point, once your market cap is that high, you're number 2. You took over Ethereum.
Okay.
How much more money are you gonna pump into it for it to go even higher from that?
That's the thing. That's a really important thing. So the whole thing with like, someone had asked here if you were to buy 5 coins, I think you would probably want to go with 10, and I would only really look at coins with market valuations below $2 billion, because for something like, I think when we looked at it last, it was like $126 billion market cap. For that thing to go up 10x, it has to hit $1 trillion. For a $2 billion market cap coin to go up 10x, it has to hit, 20 billion. So think about it. Is it easier to go from 2 billion to 20 billion, or is it easier to go from 100 billion to $1 trillion, which we've never seen? Not even Apple is worth $1 trillion, and they make like they actually make money. They make like $60 billion plus a year, which is insane.
Hey, I'm still a firm believer. I believe a coin will have $1 trillion market cap down the line, maybe 5 to 10 years.
This is where we differ. We're not going to see that. We have not seen in the history of the stock market a $1 trillion company. The only $1 trillion company is Aramco out of Saudi Arabia, and it's right now completely private.
Isn't Aramco? Aren't they doing their IPO? Sorry, this is like
they've been talking about an IPO for years.
Are they going to do it? I heard they're going to do it in Shanghai.
Yeah, I mean, they've been talking about it for years. But after they passed the 9/11 bill, where the victims of 9/11 can sue the government of Saudi Arabia for funding the terrorist attack that actually caused 9/11, why we went into Afghanistan is a whole nother story. But Saudi Arabia funded the hijackers in 9/11, and that is factual. It's not conspiracy. And then there was a bill passed against Obama tried vetoing it. Congress overruled it, and it allowed the victims of 9/11, the survivors, to sue the Saudi Arabian government. It was
called like it started with a J, I believe. I forgot the name of that bill, but yeah,
I don't know what it was.
Justice for 9/11 victims.
So then after they did that, Saudi Arabia said, "Well, if you're going to come after our assets, we're not going to IPO Aramco in New York." And
Shanghai.
And so now they've been looking. I mean, they haven't confirmed anything.
But that's like the big rumor, because that's gonna be a huge IPO.
But I mean, my point is, the trillion. You got to understand, in order to reach $1 trillion, these things have to make money. They're not making money.
But they don't have to make money because they are money. They're units of participation. That's the point I'm trying to say.
You have to have you would have to have massive amounts of commerce be brought online.
Sure, and I believe everything will be blockchain based within 15 years.
Yeah, but I think that the governments will step in and create their own blockchain, and that's where it'll go. There's not going to be this anonymous blockchain. They're not going to allow it.
Because if you look at the technology, what they might do is they might try to hook it to their own master nodes. So they'll have a system that these other cryptos are basically revolving around their. Basically, you could think of like moons around a planet type of thing.
I mean, if you think about like the economies with $1 trillion GDPs, none of those governments are going to allow like $1 transfer. I mean, they're going to step in front of that.
If you're going to talk about money, let's talk about derivatives, right? We have derivatives that cumulative derivatives altogether, right, are over $2 quadrillion. You're telling me one specific cryptocurrency can't hit $1 trillion if our derivatives are in $quadrillion territory
in 5 years.
I said 15. I said 15.
All right. Well, 15. I don't predict 15 years out, but I just literally from a money standpoint, I just don't think they'll hit $1 trillion.
Hey, we'll see.
Because I mean, you have to pump it pretty much. You don't have to pump $1 trillion in to make $1 trillion, but right now, I guess if Bitcoin hits, what would it be, 100,000? Well, $1 trillion.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Like right now, the market cap has been steadily growing. It's been slowing down now just because the infrastructure to getting cryptos is just so clogged right now because everyone wants to get into it. So we'll see what happens in the spring and summer and where the market cap is. So if like the market cap by like summer is like, I would say like maybe like 1.2 trillion. Then I think we're on track still for like this
market cap by summer 1.2 trillion.
Yeah, so if that happens, I think we're going to still be in hyperbull territory.
I also think so the other thing that's going to keep cryptos from expanding is honestly the taxes on gains, because you got to figure if people like, you're going to be taking say these whales who are making millions of dollars a year trading crypto. Okay, you make $1 million trading a year in crypto. Here's 42 grand or $420,000. So they're taking that 420 grand back out of the market and then to Uncle Sam. So I mean, think about it. That's a 42% tax on gains. So anybody that's actively executing, I mean, you got to execute a sell order sooner or later even if you buy something with crypto, technically you're going to have to pay taxes.
Well, yeah,
on
they're
that.
even saying now they want to tax trade to trade type of a trade to trade type of scenario. So from one trade, you have to pay taxes from that one trade.
What would that do to the crypto market, do you think? It would end it. As we know it.
Yeah, as we know it, probably.
So that's why I don't think we will hit $1 trillion.
But how is that? I don't understand how that's enforceable at the same time too, though. You know,
the government.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, this is very difficult to do.
They know how to.
But
they have every single. They can look through this camera I'm staring at.
I'm just saying right now is like, but I don't think they would do it because China's gonna say, right? Because China's backing blockchain. They're all on blockchain.
Yeah.
China's fully down in it. That'll be something for that's
government control blockchain.
But I'm saying, yeah, I mean, but just China's perspective on the world, like we were talking about, like just this is a more political side, because sometimes when you're talking about cryptocurrency, you have to talk about a little bit more the geopolitical side, because you have to look at like the actors and what they're trying to do, because like now we're moving like an economic shift that wealth is moving east, and that's just like a fact. Like if you look at debt to GDP, stuff like that. China,
wealth is definitely moving east.
But like if America literally wants to do something like that, and China's like, all right, we won't do it, then literally a lot of these cryptos would go up. Like these Chinese cryptos, like Neo and VeChain and stuff, they would literally like spike like 20 times. Like,
we're for sure gonna hit $1 trillion market cap. Well, I can't say for sure, but I don't know. I think $1 trillion, because the other thing that's going to keep it from being $1 trillion coin is because there's so many options. There's 100 new coins a week.
Yeah,
so the money keeps moving. I mean, you saw Bitcoin. If it was only Bitcoin and nobody else could create one, it'd be $100 trillion. But you saw Bitcoin continue to have the market share pulled away from them. So in order for it to hit $1 trillion, you would almost need gravitation of market share towards a specific coin, or you would need a super explosion.
What we were talking about before, right? We're talking about Litecoin, right? Saying, oh, Litecoin was better than Bitcoin. Yeah, it was better than Bitcoin for what it was. But now that we have something like Lightning, and God knows what other systems that we're gonna have next couple of years to make Bitcoin better, why not just keep updating it? You know, guys like Roger Ver, stuff like that, they want to keep it slow, you know, because of their own self-interest.
Who did you mention wants to keep it slow?
Roger Ver. He's one of the biggest whales. Just think of it that way. So yeah. And yeah, like a lot of these shitcoins will die, and they will die. They'll die quickly. It's gonna be one big shakeout, and all that money from the market cap will flood into these good coins. So if you at least know what these good coins are, hey, if you want to trade shit coins, go trade shit coins. Honestly, I've made money from shit coins.
Yeah. So I mean,
it's like, so you just got to play with the game. This is the game now. You roll with the shit coins if you want to. Like for me,
do you think Bitcoin will always be the king?
That's I ask that question every day, honestly. And I always say Bitcoin. Oh, I was saying before, oh, Bitcoin will hit 100,000. Now with the whole thing with the Lightning Network, and it seems like Bitcoin has another breath of life in it, because Bitcoin Cash has been a complete failure so far. It's literally pumped. It's pumped 3 times since its existence. It pumped first when it first was created, and it went on Bitrex. Then it pumped the second time. Then it pumped the third time, it pumped the third time, which was the entire scenario regarding when it was added on Coinbase.
That's crazy.
But now it just keeps flatlining. Like every time it goes up, it just literally just goes right back down.
I mean, you think about it, everybody just got those coins for free. I mean, you literally just created, I don't know what the market cap is, say it's 25 billion out of thin air. Just like that. So, I mean, people want to take profits. People want to
let them take profits.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the game, Like I have nothing
maybe they're
wrong with
paying
that.
taxes with their Bitcoin Cash.
Who knows? I mean, I just or I think one of the best countries are doing something right now is Russia regarding crypto. They announced a crypto ruble. I believe they said that there's going to be a flat 13% tax if you use a ruble to get people on board. And there's rumors they're going to have it tied to gold, which would be interesting. But the thing is also is the whole mentality of commodities being crypto.
So is that Charlie Sheen or Charlie Shrem? I'd rather have Charlie Sheen on the show. Charlie Shrem is he's the guy for from ADA, manager of ADA.
Oh yeah, Cardano.
Yeah. I actually think I follow that guy on Twitter. Charlie Sheen, I think, would be a little more entertaining, but we are talking crypto here.
Yeah. So yeah, like for this topic, once in a while it needs to be said because, like, the West and the East are having two completely different approaches.
Oh, speaking of Bitcoin Cash, let me go over this chart here real quick.
Yeah, pull up the chart.
Oh, didn't that guy get arrested? That guy's serving a prison sentence.
Who, Shrem?
Yeah.
Oh, was he the guy behind let me see.
Yeah, that guy's serving a prison sentence. Anyways, so I actually drew this up right before we got on. This is the Bitcoin Cash support and resistance. This thing is straight channeling, and actually, when we jumped on this show, we have sold off significantly from this resistance. So the resistance level in Bitcoin Cash, to kind of get back to the technical aspect and enough of the philosophical talk, we really have major resistance levels at 2,900, and until we break out of this, it's going to be a trade. I really wish I could short these things, but it's going to be a trade back and forth, and this will probably go back to the bottom of the range near the 2,300 level because that's what it's been doing pretty much since Christmas. And we are looking at a 23, so it's a $500 range. So if we get back to that $2,300, you could buy it with targets up at the $2,800, $2,900 levels, because that's exactly how we've been trading. So that is my chart here for Bitcoin Cash, guys. So 2,300 buy zone, 2,800 sell zone. Oh, he's out of jail.
Yeah, I think it was. I think he was a guy. He was affiliated with Silk Road. I think that was the whole thing with.
Well, he was laundering money. Don't launder money. He was selling bitcoins knowing they would be used to buy drugs. Poor Ross Albright, by the way.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna do some civil asset forfeiture with stuff like that with cryptos down the line. We'll see. We'll see if that's possible.
Okay. Do you want to go? What other crypto? Because we got
let's talk
10
about,
minutes.
Yeah.
So you want to go? We'll go over some charts here, guys. My big sell target, just because we didn't go over it. Ethereum. If Ethereum hits 1,500, like that is a very big. That's equivalent to when like Bitcoin hit 19,000 for me. Like that's a very significant Fibonacci level. So I don't know if we're gonna get there. I'm already out. I don't wish it goes down, but I'm just saying if it goes up to 1,500, even if you're a long-term holder, I would take gains because it will probably come back down to like at least 1,100 from there. But whatever, if you want to ride through that, that's fine.
Pull up Neo.
Neo, okay.
Yeah.
Did Tim Sykes really do that? I thought it was some other guys. Joe, is that true? Do you got an article on that? Neo USD. So this one I did not chart, but this is a great looking chart. Continues to trend higher. You said this is one of your favorite coins as well, right?
Yeah, I've been a fan of Neo.
Dime coin. What exchange you trading Dime coin on, Kevin? So Neo broke out, you know, and this stuff is so technical, it's amazing. So we broke out of the 108.50 area, and then we retested it. So, you know, right now we just need to break out of, I'd be looking for a breakout above the 128 level, and then, you know, we'll probably get that next leg up to 140 to 145. Cryptopia. EOS.
Yeah, EOS is like another smart contract platform, kind of like Ethereum. It's a competitor.
EOS. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, it's just had a really big run in the last pretty much the last day here. So I really wouldn't be a buyer. I don't like buying near highs. It's just unless it's a breakout. But let's see, we can pull back. If we pull back halfway of this next move here, I would be a buyer of EOS. Really on a retest of $9, $9.10. I don't. Let me back out to the daily chart. Buyer of 9. I mean, these are on shorter time frames. On the longer time frame, if you're a holder of this, you know, the longer time frame fib targets I would have here would be 15.40, and then above that, $20. So, you know, if we can really break out of the highs from December, we're gonna get 15.40 and then $20. But I like that chart. Good looking chart, trending up towards highs. Came off its 50% retracement and is going to be moving up towards those profit target levels of the 1540.
Yeah, it looks bullish to me.
Yeah, that's a good looking chart. Can you look at Decreed and have you guys looked at it on a fundamental level? Yeah. This is the fundamental guy. I'm just a short term guy.
I like Decred.
So
yeah, Decred's good. I haven't been following with what's been going on with their roadmap, but from what I saw, their tech looks pretty good.
Low total supply.
That level, those level coins, like I for me, it's like when I followed Decred, I was following Factum too at the same time, and I like Factum a lot. I could have never verified though. I kept looking online because there's always that big rumor about Factum that they were working with the Japanese government for Social Security, for their Social Security funds. And apparently there's like this Japanese article, and I translated it and it says, yeah, it's doing that, but I don't know how trustworthy that is. If you guys know anything about that Factum Japanese government Social Security deal.
Look at this chart of Adam. I'm sorry, I think this is hilarious. This is the kind of stuff that cracks me up when people fall in love with coins. I could not tell you how many freaking tweets and stuff I saw about Cardano just exploding.
Yeah, Cardano went up really big. But once again, like we were saying before,
you got to use trail stops because as soon as it goes down, it's lights out. All your money, boom. That's why I'm not as big of a fanatic. It's not my personality to want to hold through this because if I take 10 grand and that 10 grand goes to 40 and then all of a sudden 2 weeks later I'm back at 12 grand, I can't stand that.
Let me say this, right? If you have a coin, right, and your coin market cap was around like 80 to 50 or 30, right, and it jumps up in the top 10 range, once it cracks top 5, there's like it doesn't have that much more room to grow.
Yeah.
So at that point, just take your profit once it's top 5 market cap. So if you're in Cardano before and you see it like being like, what was it, number 4? I think it was right behind Ethereum or right in front of Litecoin and stuff. Boom. At that point, just take your gains, get out, because at that point, it's not going to grow as much. It's just diminished returns. And if there's no more buyers coming in, people are going to sell. So sell before.
Yeah, and guys, especially when you're in a coin like this, which like it's cool, like, and if you owned it, that's awesome. I didn't own it. When you're in a coin like this and moves are made like this, you want to be you want to be you really want to be paying attention, especially who have thousands and thousands of dollars in this stuff. Like, you run what's called a trailing stop. So in standard trading, there's order functions for this, which should literally be automatic, where you can actually set a trailing stop for every incremental move. So every 15 cents your stop moves up 10, and it keeps going higher and higher. As far as I know, none of these trading platforms are that sophisticated and don't have those order forms. So your only way to do that is you have to trail on these major moves. You just have to trail these lows. So, and I'm just going to, a little bit of strategy here, but we pull up an hourly chart. And when we start breaking out, mark where we break out of that high. Okay. And then we make a new high, mark where we break out of that high. And then we make a new high, mark where we break out of that high. And then if you get this explosion up higher like this, that first major low, mark that low. Okay. And then if we take out that low, and then you see that we can't take back out after taking out that low, if we can't get back above this high, the previous high, this will start downtrending.
Yep.
Because that's just how the market works. Because that is people taking their gains. So it's like this whole run made people, tons of money, crazy money. You're taking 10 grand and running it into, 30 grand in the period of like a week. When you take 10 grand and run into 30 grand in a period of week, like, it can easily come back that entire move. And like, that's the thing you got to understand with these smaller coins. And if you are okay with holding through that entire move, then so be it.
Exactly.
So be it.
So like here, if we go back to cryptocurrency coin market cap, let's look at top 10, top 11, right? We got Ethereum, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, Cardano, Litecoin, New Economy Movement, IOTA, Stellar, Dash, Tron, right? Look at these coins. 3 of these coins, right? Ripple, Cardano, and Tron had these insane parabolic moves
all at the same time, literally right after we got done talking last week. It was
one by one. Like, Cardano was one, then it was Ripple, then it was Tron, etc. They all moved up. They all got in the range of top 6, top 5 market cap. And even though some of them, Ripple and Cardano, are still there, people took gains and they dropped a little bit. It's gonna happen once you reach top 5, top 6 market cap, around that range.
It's hard to stay there.
It's very hard to stay there. You could stay there in market cap wise, but the price is going to take a hit.
Yeah. And the thing is, there's so many coins exploding. It's much easier to rotate out and then back in, and I really think this stage, like, if you're buying coins under $2 billion, when you're buying coins in their smaller market caps, they have the possibility to become market caps. And that's when people are making crazy money, when those small market cap coins become major market cap coins. But once they become major market cap coins,
that's it.
Sell it and go look for the next small one that can become a major one. Because as soon as they hit, like Kodak is saying, that top 5, that is when it's overloaded. There's not going to be a whole lot of buyers because everybody's already in. If it's a top 5 coin, the whales are owning it, and you're gonna get suckered into it, and you're just gonna watch this entire move down was completely erased. Same thing with Ripple. It's gonna happen to all of these coins, and that's why, outside of providing you guys with this information, we want to give you guys the information about just actively, managing positions from a trading perspective. Like, Kodak is incredibly good at picking out coins in technology, and like, he's ahead of the bandwagon before these things move because he understands them. But when we get up to these certain levels, you still got to be a profit taker because you're not going to eat with your cryptocurrency wallet just yet, guys. And this is an incredible opportunity to make money, and you got to take advantage because this market might not exist in this stage in 5 years.
Yes.
It probably won't exist in this stage because, like, you look at the tech boom in 99, like, the stock market exploded in 99, and that was it.
Yeah, I give it from right now. I say we might have like a 1.5 to 2 years left of this like super hyper bull state. Then after that, the shit coins are going to slowly die off. Then we're going to consolidate into the proper coins. So at that point, once we get there, it's like once you see these shit coins dying, it's that game will be a lot more risky to play, and it might be better just to put your coins in like the biggest ones of that point at that point. But yeah, it's just like for me, that's why I look into something around 80, like market cap 80 to 50. Like, and I try to research those coins because those coins already have some sort of notoriety.
50
market cap.
50 billion?
No, I'm talking about like ranking.
Oh, ranking.
Yeah, so
ranking,
like at that point, it's like if you're in the top 100 market cap, it's like people know who you are for the most part, right? You have some random like stragglers that just bounce up from like 300 to like 90 or something out of nowhere, and no one knows about that one really. But it really depends. But those are the ones I kind of research because those are not so out of the way. Like these ones are like in 300, 400. Some of those are good. You know, they're starting to build up. But like the ones that are around like 80 to 50 or 80 to 40, those are more likely they're going to crack like 20 or 15. And like that's where like I found like coins like Syscoin and stuff like that too, monetary units, stuff like that. There are more like smaller coins. A lot of people don't know about them. And there's definitely a lot of other coins that are probably really good that I have not done my full research into. But those are the coins that have the better chance if you're looking for those major pumps.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, you know, because those are the ones, you know, they're not the leader of the pack. You want to catch the coin that goes from nobody's ever heard of it to, oh, all of a sudden everybody's talking about it. As soon as everybody starts talking about it, you're dumping it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like that's the move.
Yeah, now everyone's talking about Ripple. Guess what, guys? Ripple already pumped. That's it, you know.
Is Cryptopia closed to new accounts? I do not know. Kevork, do you?
No, I've not used Cryptopia, so I would not
Binance
know.
Closed, Katie.
Yeah,
it was
Bitrex.
open, and Bitrex closed to new accounts. Let me see a couple of questions here, and then we're going to wrap it up, guys. Once again, do me the favor, as always, every week, hit that like button, subscribe. Thanks for coming in and answering our questions. Feel free to leave comments below on feedback, what you guys would like to see more of, what you guys what didn't like, what you did like, doesn't matter.
Yeah, so should we just go over really quick what our coins of the week are?
I don't have one, so you can go. Because I don't have one.
All right, I don't know. I think I'm gonna roll Stratus for this week. I think it's gonna be a good week for Stratus.
Okay.
So we'll see what it is. What's the price at right now? Let's see how high it will go. So it's at currently on CoinMarketCap. It's on 1823, but let me see in the actual market. So Bitrex, it's at 1838, and Binance, it's 1780. So yeah, we'll see. I
like Stratus. Stratus is a good looking chart. I just haven't. I haven't really. I need to scan for ones that are breaking out. I need to look for.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pick like a random like shit
Dime coin. Yeah, Kevin, where is Dime coin on Binance?
Dime coin. Interesting. Oh, it's 232. Wow, that's extremely volatile.
What is the ticker? Cryptopia.
It's Dime.
Is it on Binance or is it on?
No, it's on Cryptopia, Yobit, Coin Exchange, Litecoin.
Dime coin.
Yeah, that's how you get your gains. But yeah, that's why I have a couple of coins that I know they're like smaller market cap that I'm like, all right, these are my more risky positions. But I keep like maybe 15% of that, and those like extremely risky, like 300, 400 range ranked coins. Yeah, so Mason, I'll just give you guys my position right now. Yeah, small bags. Yeah, there you go, Kevin. So right now I'm currently in equal parts VeChain Stratus. Then I have a slightly smaller position in Syscoin. Then my smallest position, which is probably 10 to 15%, I have in Black Moon Crypto BMC. So those are my positions currently.
I'm very long VeChain.
Very long.
Long VeChain.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
And just kind of sold on the idea that this stuff's going to change the world. I think this is going to be the first $1 trillion coin, Kevork.
$1 trillion? I mean, I hope
so. I'll be a billionaire.
Yeah, so yeah, just disclosure, those are my positions. So I've been holding VeChain and Stratus for a while because I think they're going to have a very strong January. And with my smaller position with Syscoin and Black Moon Crypto, those are ones I do.
Black Moon Crypto?
Yeah, Black Moon Crypto, BMC. So those are ones I do more of a short-term position in. So I do this thing called diversified hodl. That's why I call it
Diversified hodl.
Yeah. So basically,
Sounds like a jujitsu move.
yeah, there you go. I beat the shit out of the market a little bit, So
Yeah, there you go.
So basically, yeah, I keep certain coins up depending on what I like for the month, depending on the roadmap, and then I do more traditional trades with smaller coins. So right now I see a really good trend in Syscoin for like a 5-day more trade, and I'll get out of that and move into something else.
Okay.
So that's what I do personally. And but as like I was saying before, the reason why I could do that diversified hodl is because we're still in the hyperbull market. Once these coins consolidate more, and we start having these worst coins die off, and people are more hesitant on making ICOs and stuff like that because they're gonna be like very examined under the microscope, then we're going to see more markets that we have today in the traditional stock markets. But for now, we could do that divide.
Well, also, honestly, when some of these trading programs evolve and they have like more complex order forms, which I'm sure some of the in-house institutions have, like with trailing stops and multi-bracket orders. Multi-bracket orders would be really helpful. But,
yeah, I would like to see that too.
Yeah, we'll see. But
maybe hopefully next couple of years we could get that. But I think Binance might be the first exchange to do that. Hopefully,
because
they've been.
I heard Sequoia Capital Group, backed Binance. I don't know if they financially backed them or just came out and said that they like them and use them.
Yeah, I think the attention to detail for the exchange is actually really good, and I think they're really about it. And guys, yeah, stay away from Poloniex. Final note.
Cool. All right. Well, once again, thank you guys. Yeah. Feel free to share this on your social media, guys. Tell your buddies. It really makes it worth it to have you guys show up here and watch us every week. This is obviously time out of your night and ours. So once again, thank you for coming on. Questions and comments, leave them below. We'll get back to you when we can. And everybody have a good week and hodl.
And we'll see you next week. Take care.